morning and welcome to Tuesday morning's Rest, Repair, Recover class with myself and Russ Cooper. It's the no chat at the end session today, so I leave you in a really lovely deep relaxation state and encourage you to stay. Now I know not everyone can because you have other things you need to do, but if you can stay once we've logged you all out, then do, and just give yourself that gift of time and space. If you are brand new to class, which we know a couple of you are, you can be a level 0 if you just need to be in bed or lying on the couch and you want to just watch, okay? At no point is it obligatory to join in physically with anything. If you are new but you're going to try it out, or you've been coming for a week or two, you're called level 1 and you're going to follow me on the mat. Level 2 and level 3 will have been coming for a while and have begun to add resistance. And we will be talking you through and reminding you of those little bits and pieces, but we tend to not demonstrate because we know what it's like. We show you something and you go, well, I might just try that, but we don't want you to if you're level 1. Got our eyes on you. Okay, so it's about coming down into a place where you do as little as possible, all right? It's a completely different thing to an exercise class until you get to level 3, and then you're allowed to think about it as something more than autonomic retraining. But for now, you're retraining your autonomic nervous system to be tolerant to movement and a little bit of just gentle breath and body work, okay? So what will they need, Russ? Talk through. I will move myself to my mat.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning to you all. So yes, equipment-wise, what do we need? We will need some water, most importantly. Make sure you've got a big glass of water. It's close, but not too close. Don't want to be knocking it over, hey, Suze. If you are level 2 or 3, remember you can use some light resistance, so that can be in the form of a band or some hand weights if you have them. If you're level 1, we are just going to use body weight for the resistance. That's it. So cushions are always good for some support if you are in a cold part of the world and you want to make sure you're nice and comfortable and warm, maybe a blanket or a top to keep nice and cozy. And we are going to need a mat or soft surface to work on. And that's where we're going to start. We're going to be starting lying down on our backs, as Suzy is doing right now. So why don't we all get down into the same position? Take your time getting there. Before we start, we're going to just take a couple of breaths on the mat. Just let the body resettle itself. Okay, everyone's good. All right, so we're going to start with bridge, which is going to be bending our legs. So our feet are flat on the mat, our hands are down by the sides of us, next to the hips, and we're using those hands just to push down into the floor as we push those hips up towards the ceiling. So rep-wise, remember, if you're level 1, I want you to do a maximum of 4 reps. Okay, maximum doesn't mean you have to do 4, it means that is the absolute maximum you do. If you want to just do 1 for each of these exercises, that is fine. Level 2 is a maximum of 8. Level 3, a maximum of 10.
So I've done 2, and I'm coming down to total stillness and rest. If you're brand new, we would encourage you to do 1 or 2. We've got about 6 or 7 exercises or movements that we work the body through very slowly. You don't need to do them all. But if you're brand new, even if you feel like you could do more, we ask you to not do more.
Good.
And if you're lying and watching, I just want you to lie there and maybe watch on gallery view, see what other people are getting up to. People have been coming for quite a while. You'll see lots of different abilities and stages. And also think about how you're breathing as you lie there. And just kind of tap into that feeling of being part of something. You're all here with us live.
Great, everyone. Okay, if you're still working away, let's make this the last rep. Will you level 3s? And make sure you're having some rest time as well. We're going to go with half bug as our next exercise, which if you're level 1, I'd recommend bending your legs again. So you've got your feet, soles of your feet flat on the mat. I'm going to take the hands up over the head nice and gently. As we bring those hands down, we're going to just raise that right knee to meet those hands. Placing the foot back down, hands go up over the head again, and we just switch to the other side.
So you can either do 1 or 2 on each side, level 1, whatever's feeling right for you. If you've been coming for a couple of weeks, then do feel like you can go up to 4, but really if this is your first class or indeed your first week, then 1 or 2 each side is plenty.
Yeah, it definitely is, especially when it's an exercise that's incorporating both upper body and lower body, this one, and core as well. So there's a lot of things working here. It will increase our heart rate no matter how many reps we do of this one.
And if you're watching people on gallery view, you can see that some people are working with hand weights now and lifting a straight leg. And that's when it moves into the realm of exercise, when you're really beginning to recondition the muscles in a more traditional way. But this beginning bit is the most important bit. Okay, so don't ever skip to the end bit too quickly without having done this really gentle, coming in under the radar work.
Great stuff, everyone. Okay. So last couple of reps for this one, if you're still working. And we're going to just rest down in whatever position is comfortable. The next exercise we're going to do just focuses on the legs, in particular the front of the thigh, the quadriceps. We're going to be just doing leg lifts. So if you're level 2 or 3, you can use a resistance band for this one if you want to. Makes it quite a lot harder. If you're level 1, I think it's a really good idea to put something behind the backs of the knees here, just for support, and we're going to have something under the head as well. For level 2 or 3, you want to be up on your elbows as long as that's comfortable for you. Just going to take the heel up off the floor. I'm going to point and flex the foot a few times and gently place it back down again, just as Suzy's doing here, going to the other side and just repeating that action on the other side. So it's a few point and flex, slowly back down. Good. You can put your hand on the front of your thigh here and you can feel it working. So when you lift the leg, you can feel it working. When you point and flex, you can feel it working. That's the area that we're trying to target here. Really important muscle group that we're trying to just put a little bit of resistance into. Excellent, everyone. Really good. Some excellent pointing and flexing going on. I'd really like to put this to music, but not today, maybe.
Da, 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 da.
There you go. Suzy's done it for you.
Perfect track. It just came to my mind.
Great.
Clamshell or butterfly?
Oof. Now you're asking. Well, that's a leg exercise. So we'll put in let's put in a chest and arm one first, and then we'll go to butterfly after that.
Okay.
All right. If you're level 2 or 3, you can use weights for this one if you wish. We are going to be going with fly and press. And so if you want to, you can use a couple of tins here or some hand weights. If you're level 1, we're just going to make a fist like Suzy's doing. Make sure you are bending the legs here so you're just taking all the pressure off the back. Back is nice and relaxed. Go out wide to start with, and those hands come down to the chest. Press up, breathing out as we do so. Turning those hands, and we go out wide again. Remember, if you're level 1, you may feel like just one set of this is enough. Great.
Arms have much smaller muscles in them, so they will tire more easily. So don't be surprised if your arms feel quite shaky doing this, okay? Level 1, really 1 or 2 of those is perfect for the beginning, okay?
Great. Really nice, everyone. If you're level 2 or 3 and you're still working, let's maybe make this the last set that we do, last few reps.
If you're lying still, just make sure you focus on that lengthening of the breath in and the lengthening of the breath back out. Through the nose, ideally.
Great. Okay. So the next one we're going to focus on is the lower body while we let those arms rest. We're going to be going with butterfly. Now this is quite an intense exercise. I find this one really tough. It's very much like bridge, but instead of our feet being flat on the floor, we're actually going to put the soles of our feet together. Okay, so it's the same thing as bridge where we're pushing those hips up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel this a little bit more in the inner thigh, maybe a bit more in the glutes as well. So again, don't have to hold it at the top if that feels too strong for you. Just come straight up and straight down.
It might make you a little bit crampy. Don't be surprised. Don't be afraid. You can just release it by kind of dropping the knees in a little bit. Again, 1 or 2, level 1 is plenty. And come back to a nice, comfortable straight leg position. Or a position that's comfortable for you, because not everyone is happy lying on their backs. We know this. So lying on your side is fine in a recovery type position. And again, come back to that slow breath. We're just soothing the response in the nervous system to not go into panic, to not be afraid.
Great. Really nice. Okay, once we've done our reps with that one, we're going to give the legs a rest. We're going to go to upper body again. And it means just taking our time, not rushing, but we're going to come up to a kind of sitting, kneeling position. So we're going to use a couple of cushions, or sleeping bag is good. Bolster cushion, if you have one, is ideal for this. Just raising the body up high enough so we can swing the arms freely.
Let's take a little collective drink at this point.
Cheers. I'll join you with that one.
Salute.
Forgot to ask you where you got your nice champagne coupes from. They're very nice, Suzy.
I got them from Aldi.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Not a bad place to find a bargain.
Definitely. Much better than my pink water bottle here.
I'm not drinking out of a champagne coupe today. As we head towards Christmas, I think we'll have to plan a kind of, Christmas special.
I love that idea. Yeah, good. Great. Okay, we are going to go with Quadrology, this one is called. So it's kind of 4 exercises in one. If you're level 1, all we're going to do is make a fist and use the weight of our own arms. If we are level 2 or 3, we can use weights. So Suzy's doing straight up in front of her to start with, and taking those hands under the armpits, just kind of rowing upwards, straightening the arms as they go out back behind, and then pulling up under the armpits again, turning the hands, pressing them up over the head nice and gently, keeping a nice straight back. If you can look straight ahead of you here, that's ideal. Good. If you want to go again, you can. If you're level 1, that may be enough there. You might just want to rest down in supported child's pose or whatever feels comfortable for you. Suzy's going again.
Yes.
Check in with yourself and feel what's right for you.
I feel like I need to apologize for saying the word Christmas so early. Sorry, guys. Suddenly everyone's autonomic nervous system went, what?
At least we all know where to get our coupes from now, though. So that's all.
Maybe, yeah.
Great. So if it's comfortable for you, you can get down into supported child's pose. If you prefer to be lying on your back or your side, go with that. Go with what feels right. I'm going to do 2 more exercises, but if you are new to class or level 1, or you just feel like today you've probably done enough, and that's fine. Just rest in a position that feels comfortable. Make sure you're warm. Okay. If you're still working away, great work. Let's maybe make this the last set. Great. Andre and Sally going for the record here.
Well done, you guys.
So I'm going to just take some time to just rest, let the breathing come back to normal. And as I said, if you feel like you've done enough exercise today and you just want to wait for the yoga element, that is fine. I'm going to do 2 more exercises. The first one is going to be lying face down. So if we've got any pillows or cushions, we might just need to pop them out of the way just for a second. This is a great exercise for the back of the body. I don't think many people would consider it a nice feeling, this one. There's lots of exercises that do feel quite nice. This one, I don't think it does, but it does really work a lot of the muscles in the back, which is what we're trying to target here. If you're level 1, all we're going to concern ourselves with is just lifting the head nice and gently, turning it gently at the top, placing the other ear back down again. Level 2 is the same thing. We're just going to raise the hands up at the same time as the head, turning the head at the top and slowly down. Level 3 is head, hands, and legs all lifting at the same time. And you'll feel that run through, right through the back of the body, right down the spine, through the glutes, through the legs. That posterior chain of muscles all working really hard. Good. You don't need to do many of these to really fire all those muscles. So if you just do 3 or 4, that feels enough for you. Great. And then if you're comfortable just lying on your front, fantastic. If you want to come onto your side or your back, whatever feels right for you.
Remember, guys, if you are level 3, we have got the Pilates and the beginner's weights on the program for you to try out once you get to the point of wanting to do a little bit more. But don't try those classes until you are ready.
Absolutely. Great. Okay, we're going to do one last one, which is going to be on our hands and knees. So if you know this one's tough or you struggle with it, you can skip it if you want to, or maybe just do a couple of reps. We're going to go with just opposition stretch. So that's where we are on our hands and knees. We're lifting that right hand up. We're stretching it out in front of us as the left leg comes back. You should be looking straight down at the mat, kind of between your hands. That's where we want to keep the head so the back's nice and straight. Great.
Don't forget level 2, level 3, you can bring in that little press up, mini press up, or you can level 3, take your nose down to the mat.
So just get those.
Not us level 1ers.
That's it. In fact, if you're level 1, you should be resting by now. If you're level 2 or 3 and you want to put that half or full press up in, you can. Great. Brilliant. That's going to be our last exercise for today. I'm going to hand back over to Suzy for the yoga element. Make sure you just have a little break, guys, and maybe grab some water. Make sure you've got everything around you that you need for this part.
Thank you, Rosso.
You're very welcome.
Okay. So I'm going to sit upright to start with. Now, if you're already at the point of going, oh, I just really need to lie down, then you just do that, okay? It's absolutely fine. Just watch and see what we do. You don't physically need to do everything. Remember, for some of you, just showing up is already enough, winning. But I'm going to sit cross-legged. I've got my right leg in front of my left. And I'm going to take a moment and just make sure that I'm super comfortable. So if you've got any hip or knee discomfort, make sure you've supported under your legs like I have. And I'm sitting on something to lift my bottom up off the floor a little bit, which just makes it that bit easier to manage being upright. Okay, good. And I want you to take a moment to just land in yourself. Close your eyes. I'm just scanning through with the mind's eye. Whatever it is that you find, whatever sensations you have going on in your body, just allow them to be. And I want you to offer a little moment of reassurance back into the body. It's okay, you've noticed, you're paying attention, and everything is going to be okay. You're not going to ask your body to do anything that will cause it to be distressed. So slowing the breath down, relaxing the jaw, softening the hands and the fingers, noticing in all of the places that you might be holding a little part of your body tense, just to let go, to release it for a moment. Slow inhale, slow exhale. All right. We're going to do a breathing exercise, very simply, and you can do as much or as little as feels right for you. And it's an interrupted breath. So we'll take a slow breath in, and then we're going to breathe all of the air out through the nose if you can. And then we're going to breathe in just to the tummy, hold, breathe in again to the mid-chest, hold, and then breathe in again to the top chest, hold, and then breathe all of the air out. So I want you to play with that, and I want you to do it about 4 times if you can, okay? So fill the lungs, empty them completely, and then 3 consecutive inhalations, gently filling the lungs. And then you sigh it out through the nose in one lovely breath. And I'm just going to let you play with that in your own timings. Everyone will be slightly different, depending on how comfortable it feels. So 3 inhalations in a row, with a little pause in between. Just allowing a stillness. And once you've done 4, just return to a normal soft breath. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of the sequence that we do quite often. So again, it's repetitive. So we're not challenging you cognitively too much, but also embedding little bits of practice that you can do by yourself. We're going to start with the neck stretch today. So I'm going to take my left arm up over the side of my head and draw my left ear down, stretching my right neck. Now we can bring the hand up and just give that little bit of a soothe with our own hand. So it's not a hard rub, but just a sort of a stroke. Just ease it out. And I want you to bring the hand up behind the ear and gently pull the skin on the side of the head away from the back of the ear. Just again, soft, gentle movements. And then let's take the ear itself and gently pull. Just a little pull, loosening away from the side of the head. And I'm going to stretch my jaw wide open, let the hand come down. And release. And bring the head back to center. Might feel a bit stiff, don't worry. I'm going to turn my head one way. Bring it back. Turn it the other way. Bring it back. Now I'm going to take my right elbow on top of my left. So cross the elbows over. If that's a bit tricky, give yourself a hug instead. So there's Garudasana, or there's just a hug. If the upper arm bit gets a bit complicated or you're a bit stiff. And all I'm going to ask you to do is drop your chin down. So again, all of these are focused on loosening and softening the vagus nerve. So keep the breath moving really gently. And release down. Let the arms settle. Let the shoulders slide down. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to put my right hand on the floor and lift my left up and over. Take that side stretch. Let's take a slow breath in. And breathe it out as you bring it back. Again, let the hands settle. I'm going to turn my chest towards my right knee and take a little bit of a forward bend. Now it's a side forward bend, so you'll feel it on one side of the back more than the other. And we're not trying hard here. We're just inviting the back to release a little bit. Send the breath. And lift the head, coming back up to being upright. Take a moment, let everything settle. Again, slow breath in, slow breath out. Okay, I'm going to take my left hand across to my right knee and take the other arm around behind me. Gentle twist, turning to look over my back shoulder now. Send the breath down into your abdomen. Make sure the chin is up off the chest. Good. Relax the jaw, the forehead, even the inner ear. You'll be amazed where we can tense without even being aware of it. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back to center. Okay, I'm going to put my hands forwards and just walk forwards into that gentle hip stretch. Only as much as feels okay for you. Let the head drop down. Slow inhale, slow exhale. And bring the hands back. Slowly bring the body to being upright. No sudden movements. I'm going to straighten out my legs. Give a little roll in and out. And then let's switch the legs around and we'll do the other side. Okay. Shoulders down. So we're going to start with the stretch for the neck. So let's bring the arm up and drop the ear down. Now you might find, like I do, one side is tighter than the other. So just go gently. I'm going to bring my other hand up to stretch down, just a stroking action. Use the hand contacting your own skin to soothe into that area. Okay. Then we're going to bring the fingers up behind the ear, but still on the side of the head, and just gently soothe away from the ear itself. That's it. And then take the ear, a little pull. loosening, stretching. And let the arm come down. I'm going to stretch the jaw wide open. And release. Let the head come back. Again, turn it one way, back to center. Turn it the other way, back to center. I'm going to take my left arm on top of my right. So you're either going to do the hug or Garudasana, eagle pose. So I'm lifting the elbows up and I'm going to drop my chin down and just really send the breath to that stretch between the shoulder blades. And let's release the elbows down and let those hands come to rest. Settle the shoulders back down. I'm going to take my hand to the floor. This hand, left hand, the right arm comes up and over. Little side stretch. Good. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, bring it back to center. Turn the body to face the front leg. Hands either side and keeping the bottom down. It's a gentle lowering of the chest and the face. Breathing slowly in, slowly out. And lifting the head, up we come. Coming back up to center, make that transition nice and slow. We're not looking for you to get dizzy. Make sure you've breathed. Nice full breath, slow exhale. And then take the hand across the leg. We're going to move around into the twist. So that hand comes behind and we gently turn. So we're squeezing through the abdomen, squeezing the diaphragm. Send the breath down into the lower abdominal area. Good. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back to center. And last but not least, hands to the floor. Gentle release, as much or as little as feels right. Keep the bottom down. Let the head go. Slow breath in, slow breath out. And when you're ready, gently release and come back up. And let's straighten those legs out once more. Just give them a little bit of a release. I know not everyone's knees like being in that position. Okay. If you feel that you'd like to take another drink, if you're really working on managing your hydration levels because of orthostatic intolerance, then do take another drink before you lie down, because that transition from lying down to coming up can leave us feeling a little bit groggy. So prep if you want to. Make sure you have a belt nearby. Now we are going to go over, we always go over it a little bit in time in this class, but I'm hoping it's okay. And I've also got a support or a pillow next to me because I'm going to do a leg stretch followed by the reclining twist on one side and then do the same duo on the other side. So I'm going to put a cushion under my head. It will just feel better. And I'm lying down. I've got both legs bent to start with. And I'm going to take my belt and put it around the ball of my right foot and just take a little stretch up in the air. Now, for some people, just a second or two is what feels good. For others, they like to have a little bit of a hold here. So whatever feels nice. It's really good for you, for your circulation, just for the general kind of homeostasis of the body to be able to lengthen out and also gently invert the limbs a little bit. It will help the heart begin to process working, but without having to sit up. Okay, I'm going to release on that side. The first thing I'm going to do now is roll onto one side. Now, it doesn't matter if it's not the side of the leg that you've just been stretching, but I'm going to put one knee up on top of the bolster, and I'm going to draw the top arm out wide behind me. So let's take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw the arm across your body and let it, if it will, touch down beside you. Now, that bent knee, if it doesn't have enough height under it, it means that you'll end up in quite a deep twist, which might not feel good. So a cushion, an extra pillow, if you feel the need, is a good idea. But let's just take a breath down through the chest into the abdomen. It might feel a bit tight, don't worry. Just use the movement of the air in to create a bit of space. And now I'm going to bend my arm and bring that arm all the way back. Okay. Just take a moment here, breathe in, breathe out. And let's come onto our backs. Now, before you move your bolster, we're going to stretch the other leg first, and then we'll take the cushion or the bolster, whatever you've got, over to the other side. But I'm going to put the belt around the ball with my other foot and stretch that leg up in the air. Breathe. Toes come down towards the face, open out the back of the leg, and remember you're in charge. If it doesn't feel good, it comes down. If it feels good, you can stay and breathe with it. But just inviting the body to try it out. Don't be afraid. And then when you're ready, let's take a breath in and release. Bring the leg back down. I'm going to put the belt out of the way totally now. And now I'm going to just take my support over to the other side and roll over onto my side and put the other leg up onto my lift. And when you're ready, slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw the arm out and let's take it over into that twist. And remember, if the twist feels too deep on this side, lift the knee a little bit higher. Or you can alternatively put something underneath that back arm to stop it going too low. Send the breath down, all the way down, feeling the abdomen open out a little, the sides of the ribs open out. And inhale. Exhale, bend your arm. Let's roll over onto your side. Lovely full breath into those back ribs. Okay. And now all that's left to do is for you to choose which position you'd like to do your relaxation in. So maybe it's lying on your back with a bolster or pillow under your knees, or maybe you like being on your side with a knee up in a recovery position, whatever feels easier for you to relax in and to breathe in. And then make sure you're warm and comfortable. Okay. So we're about to enter into a bit of deep rest. And one of the things that we're going to work on again today, which we often do, is to create a mental state from our memory of somewhere where we felt real joy, just joy, connection. Maybe you're out in nature. That does tend to help with the experience because it's a sensory one. Maybe it's a trip you've taken, a walk you went on, some water you love being next to. And ideally, the less people involved in this particular memory, the better. So it's very much about you and your experience. And as you lie here now and you've got yourself comfortable, I want you to just go back to your chosen memory and choose a little snapshot of it, choose a moment of it, where everything is almost as it should be, capturing the essence of what it is about this memory that makes it the one you've chosen. And just start to identify what the feeling is. Maybe it's calm or joy or freedom or contented or well, whatever the word is, try and identify And then wherever you are in this memory, make sure you're in a place where you can also be at rest. So maybe take a pause in the memory so that you can be still. And then as you lie here now and you're breathing slowly, I want you to just check in with what you can see around you in that memory. What colors are there? How much brightness or light is there? What's around you visually? Imagine you had a kind of virtual reality headset on and you could look around. And then I want you to get a sense of the temperature of the air on your skin. Is it warm? Is it cool? Where on your body do you feel the temperature? And then notice what you can smell. Maybe there's some amazing scented flowers or trees, or maybe there's a food scent that you can smell. Maybe the smell of water, grass. And just absorb all of those sensory feelings. And imagine that that is some place that you're revisiting right now. And you're engaging with the joy in that memory and breathing it back to life. And as you stay here, breathing gently, I want you to notice that the whole of the body has become softer, more relaxed. And don't worry if there are any sensations of your body. Maybe the heart is doing something a little unusual, or maybe you have some discomfort, but just accept them, allow them to be. And again, offer reassurance. It's okay, I'm paying attention. And I'm engaging with something really good for me. Positive, healthy memory. And keep the breath moving slowly, slowly in, slowly out. And every exhale allows you to enter into a state of deep, conscious rest. And I want you to stay relaxed, at peace, engaged with that wonderful memory, breathing it back to life in every cell of your body, knowing that you are giving your autonomic nervous system the helping hand it needs. It's been wonderful seeing you all. Have a wonderful rest. I'll see you next time. Lots of love.